jelking.
He's
You
got
could
like
be
bump.
joking, yeah. Have we talked about joking before?
I don't know.
Every guy just froze up because like, oh god, somebody else knows about joking.
This is
all you fuckers
What?
joking.
This
you know
is
it.
something that like everyone, every
What?
man.
Okay. Ladies, you guys are for a treat. Every
Joking?
guy
We're
listening, every guy, this is a whole world you don't know about. Every guy listening
Knows about joking?
Even everyone here.
And they didn't know that any other guy knows about joking, but every guy knows
It's an
about
egg I cracked. I
because it's when you Google how to get a bigger dick, it tells you about this technique called jelking.
It's where you take you lotion. Basically, you put a warm cloth over your dick, or take a shower. Then you take your hand like this and squeeze your cock from base to tip over like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's usually guys with like big bump guys with huge cocks like, I joke every day. You're like, whoa, dude. And then here's what everyone does it for like everyone does it for like 2 days. Like, man, that's too much. I'm just gonna have a small dick and
my thing
die.
is like it's the same as jacking off. Really, you're kind of pulling it, so I'm just jack off. My dick will get.
I was
bigger.
joking before I knew what it was,
Specifically
though.
for pleasure?
No, it's
it makes your
just
dick
to make
bigger.
your dick
To
bigger.
get your dick bigger.
It's stretching
an
your dick.
exercise.
Is it scientifically proven?
They say that
They
they
say-
say your dick is made of these like this spongy
Fibers.
substance.
Like, yeah.
and
Which it is, kind of.
yeah. So like you're kind of breaking up the sponges and like it stretches it and then it fills in like.
It's the same theory as like working out your abs
Yeah,
or your
working out your,
biceps,
like,
where
biceps.
it builds down, it comes back.
It doesn't work though.
Yeah, you guys had no idea about this.
Ray,
This is
can
all.
you imagine us like in the shower, like
Yeah.
Can we
Your
take a little
tits, like,
cloth
oh,
and like rub
oh,
our pussy lip?
I heard about tighter vagina exercises. Someone told me a
There are.
Yeah, someone told me.
Is that the equivalent? Do you guys like Google how to
No.
get tighter vagina?
What did they tell
No,
me though?
Come on,
all the time,
Bessa.
every morning. That was
Bessa.
never a new routine.
There's muscles or whatever. Like it's different for girls. Obviously, there's no equivalent to jelking, I guess. But when you go pee, you stop midstream and you hold it for a little bit and then you continue peeing, and that's supposed to
Tighten it up.
I can just twitch my
strengthen
tits.
certain
That's queefs.
muscles.
I heard that
I've
occasional
heard of that.
sex tightens
I've
the
never
pooch.
heard of this.
See, I think it's funny because I think women underestimate how insecure guys are. Every guy is super insecure. You can have an age stick and be like, man, at least I want 8.5. It's not fair.
Yeah, well,
Isn't that weird?
well, yeah.
go ahead.
When we talk about dick
Go
size
on,
and stuff,
insult our small dicks, Sabrina.
No,
See
sorry.
if we care.
I lost my train of
Peanut
thought anyway.
dicks.
well, when we talk about dick sizes, Zach was always underselling himself because every guy like are obviously going to do it at the pubic bone. They're
I
going
didn't know you put it to the bone. Everyone was like,
Of course, guys are going to do that though.
You
You mean, you
guys
mean
are
that,
gonna-
wait, what?
you,
guys are
measure,
gonna-
you push it to the bone.
Guys are going to do whatever makes
You
it seem
push it
bigger.
into the bone?
Yeah,
Not
guys.
to the bone, but you know what I mean. You gotta
Inside the
No, that's not how you measure
The
dick.
guy, no,
I thought it
every
wasn't.
guy does that though, because it's obviously going to make it bigger. It's going to make it seem bigger. Of course,
Well, there's liars. That's
But
immoral.
every guy lies about his dick size. Even if you're close, still in the ballpark. If you're like 6.2, you're gonna say 6.5 because it's easier. You round up to every fifth of an inch.
You give out for rounding up numbers, but I
No,
don't do it with
yeah.
a wiener.
Look, every guy goes to every half an inch. Nobody.
Yeah, you
if your
kinda
dick is
round up a little
5.1, you're like, yeah, it's like 5.5, pretty much.
So, do you
You
guys
round
still
up.
jelk today?
No, like I said, joking is the thing you
Is
do.
that phase over?
Joking is the thing every guy
I
does for
think
like
when
2
you're like
days, and you're like,
when you're 14, you do it.
yeah.
And this involves a gel.
No. It's I don't know what
It's just called gel. Some
Jelking.
guy
You
made
literally
up.
take lotion, just do this to your dick.
This
I
guy
was
called
doing that when I was a
Dr.
teenager
John
before I
Jelk.
looked up what it was. I was already just doing it because I thought it would work.
No, it doesn't.
No.
But then what about the whole because I guess
There's
like
no
a
cocktails
pump
out.
Have you
or
seen
whatever
dick
would be the
stretchers?
same idea.
What?
Have you seen dick stretchers?
No.
They're these fucking things you tie to your leg or like around your knee, and your
Oh, I
dick
have
gets
seen those.
pulled down to it like with an
Yeah.
elastic
Oh god, I
rubber
wouldn't do
band.
that.
Oh my
why,
God.
why don't you just tie it to like a door frame and just hang off it for like a few hours?
There's a video of that. Have you seen
What?
that?
Yeah, Chinese guys like tie weights to their dicks and they're like, oh, like their face is purple and they're sweaty and shit.
What?
There's a video of a guy swinging around in his doorway with his dick. He's having the best time ever.
What? Oh my
You
god!
guys watch the worst
fucking
videos.
serious?
You don't watch enough videos.
Yeah, you don't watch enough.
I don't want to watch enough
All you do is
Chinese
steal
guys
coffee.
with
You
weights on
told
their
us you
wieners.
watched kittens get stomped to death, and you won't
That
watch
was
a guy
on
swinging by his
accident.
dick.
First of all, that was on accident.
You watch
okay?
the whole thing by accident. Bullshit.
It's
you.
on fucking MySpace, okay, on the message
And you
board.
watch all of it.
What did you watch?
I don't want to talk about
Nick
it.
next came over. She was like, "I saw the best video. A kitten getting stomped to death. I love every second. It's fucking cool." And her pussy got wet and dripped on the floor.
I might cry. If somebody showed me a video of a baby duck or something dying, I might cry.
I've seen some awful shit on accident. Like,
Sabrina,
I don't seek out these videos.
Sabrina, what's the worst video you've ever seen online that you actually like saw? That you were
Probably something one of you guys sent to me. To
you know,
be
I mean, like
honest.
somewhere like a picture too. Where you're just like, holy shit.
ISIS videos?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know.
Did Chris send you a beheading video?
I do not send beheading
No,
videos.
but you guys have sent me some pretty weird shit.
You're a
like
little shit
every
stir.
time I
You never
get a
sent
link.
like bad stuff though, like
No,
people
no,
getting
it's never
killed.
like
I've never sent
horrifying.
anyone that kind of shit.
I showed Shadman the fucking Bjork stalker guy last night killing himself, and Shadman was getting a kick out of it.
He's
he
like,
never
"That's
seen that
funny."
one.
He put on this big fat gamer guy who does. I
Oh
forgot-
my god, when Corey was laughing at that, I was crying laughing at Corey laughing.
They basically the context is Shadman and
Oh, yeah.
Corey were putting this. They showed me this video of this big obese guy like, oh, I hate the fucking GameCube.
Yeah, he's like, there's the Nintendo shit cube.
And there's
he has like a cane or like a broomstick
There's a
or
sound
something.
he makes in the intro where it goes, oh. And also, dude, that sounds like the fucking drug stock when he kills himself. For Ricardo Lopez. And I showed it to Shannon, he got a kick out of it.
And Corey was like laughing so fucking hard at that
It's
fact.
really why though. It's because it was a huge computer with massive speakers, like boom, boom.
Oh yeah, we were in the Newgrounds offices, and the Pico Day setup was already there, so there was like a huge projector with like massive speakers all around. Corey blasted it, and there's this big fat guy going, "Oh, Nintendo shit cube!"
What else did you play now?
Yeah, gamer.
So Corey's been staying at Stampers over the past weekend because of Pico Day.
Yeah.
In the mornings, I've been hanging out with him and Shad playing Mario Party 3D World.
Oh, I miss
Corey
those days.
is so intense when he plays
Dude,
it. He was stuck on a level, and he was red-faced screaming. And of course, he was quoting like all these game reviewers.
Yeah.
And Shad's making all like trivial questions.
Oh, Shad's fanning the flames the whole time. Corey, calm down. It's only a video game.
Oh, Shad loves to do that.
You know, it was funny. There was, like he was playing. I woke up to him screaming one day. I was like, "What the fuck?" And I walked out. I was like, "Corey's dad must have died or something." And I walked upstairs and he was playing Sonic Adventure 2. That's like the funniest. Like that's Corey. That story.
He used to keep Chris up at night because he'd be screaming at Team Fortress 2.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Well, the funniest thing Corey ever did was he let a piece of fruit rot in his room.
yeah.
And fucking.
Oh, God.
And then it gave birth to all these maggots, right? No, listen, this is the best story ever. So Corey let this piece of fruit rot in his bedroom.
Back at the old house.
And then these maggots crawled out, like fucking millions,
They were all over the
millions.
ceiling.
Were there a bunch of flies
They all
around
poke
the
evolved
house?
into moths, little tiny moths.
no.
And then every day, I heard Corey slapping the wall, going, "Oh, I'm sick of this!" It's like, Corey, remove the fucking rotten fruit, you idiot.
Yeah, he'd still keep the fruit in there.
The whole house was covered in maggots and moths.
There was one point when I walked into his room and there was a blue bottle. I was like, "Corey, this bottle been like 4 months." He's like, "Oh yeah."
And he opened
I looked
the lid.
inside. I looked inside, and there was like 4 inches of dead flies. There was a fly holocaust.
shit.
And I was like, "Corey," he started laughing. He just left it. He left it.
Yeah, but every night he was slapping my
Dude,
wall
he was like-
to kill flies on the wall. I was like, Corey!
Also, Corey's bedroom had like glass shards to the ceiling because it was an art house, and they used to like sporadically just fall onto the ground, like almost impaling me. Be like, "Oh," He'd be like, "What?"
That is fucking
And
frightening.
just like, "Oh," like right beside him.
Didn't that like jolt you out of a sleep at some point? Where you were
Yeah,
just
I
like,
thought
yeah.
some, and I
And
woke up
Chris
Zach.
ran away with it. I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like still like dreaming. So I was like, "What?" Because Chris was standing over me. He didn't turn my light on. It was like a shadow of Chris going, "Hold on!" I was trying to process what the fuck was
I thought
happening.
someone was breaking in. I was like, Zach, did someone break in? And he was like, what?
For me, it's not when I'm waking up. It's when I'm going to sleep. And
Yeah,
you're,
me
like
too.
you're
No.
kind of drifting off, and it's really dark.
Yeah, me
and then you
too.
start seeing like almost like shapes or whatever.
I'm the same
Oh,
way.
I get
I
that.
hate when you're about to fall asleep and you get
sit
that
back
jolt.
up. Like,
And you're just like,
Do you ever dream of does that ever coincide with like something you're thinking of? So it's like you fall down a stair, or like a door hits your face or something. And
Yeah.
you wake up.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my god. I had one that scared the living shit out of me. It was like one of those like outer body experience. Like it's like sleep paralysis. And I was
Yeah.
like outside my body, and I went outside my bedroom, and I was like, I can like experiment. And I checked my bookshelf, and I was like, I can see what order these books are in. So when I wake up, see if it was real or not. And it was in that order. I was like, "Ah!" when I woke up. But then I was like, I must have been like sleepwalking or some shit. I don't know.
have you ever
Yeah. I
fallen
got
out of the bed while you're sleeping? Like you just fucking turn
Yeah, oh,
over
yeah.
and
I'm
fall
worried
on
about
your
it.
I'm
face?
such a klutz. I'm like the worst.
When I was in Spain, I did that. I smashed my head off the floor. It
I'm
was
always really
concrete.
paranoid when
That
I'm
explains a lot.
I'm always
Yeah.
very paranoid when I'm on a bunk bed that I'm gonna fall off the top bunk.
Yeah.
I'm always super paranoid that I'm
Yeah, but then when I'm on the bottom bunk, I always think the guy's gonna collapse and crush me
Yeah.
to death.
You know,
like
do you
Sandman.
remember when we lived at the old house? I had that bunk bed that was too close to the ceiling.
that Chris was the idiot, bought a bunk bed without measuring it.
Yeah.
The fucking top bunk was literally, you had to crawl.
You
I
have to like
remember
squeeze
that.
into it.
It's
So
like
I woke
a
up.
sandwich.
I woke up to
Yeah.
take a piss. I was like, bam! I
Yeah, yeah.
Oh god!
I was about
fuck.
to say that. One time I woke up from a nightmare up there, smashed my head off the roof.
That's a good thing to wake up to. You're like having scared you. You smash your face immediately.
You could like stand underneath that bed, like
Yeah, but the
comfortably.
top bunk was like you feel like you were in a coffin or something.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
awful.
Yeah, it
Especially
was
if you're
so
That bed
funny.
was
Yeah.
the best for recording only plays though. We used to just like there was like a mattress and we used to like lie in there with a mic dangling from it.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was real fun.
It was a good little thing, yeah.
It was a good little setup. Yeah, I miss that house. Like especially living with Shad and Corey. Like just like Shad would just walk in like every now and then, just be like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And we'd be like, and then just have like a long conversation.
You know, it's weird. A lot of people would give him credit for it, but he's a great guy to have conversations
Yeah,
with.
he's just-
You'll see some of that when we
Yeah.
use on the
He's a great
podcast.
guy in general.
He's a good conversationalist.
You can talk to him. I mean, there's
every night at Stampers, we always end up in the kitchen, and Shad always
Yeah.
joins us.
Oh,
we
he
talk
still
for like
does that?
hours. We have
We-
great
He does those kitchen
conversations.
talks that they were
Yeah.
like iconic. I'd wake up at like 3 in the morning for water, and Shad would be in the kitchen, and then like I'd go back to bed at like 7 in the morning after just talking for like 5
Yeah, you
hours.
just look at
Yeah.
the talking.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah, he's al's down there making his tea or whatever.
You're always
Yeah.
talking
Kitchen
about
corner
something.
with
It's weird. It
Shad.
could be fucking. It could be the other gamer one night. It could be fucking like time travel the next night. It's what's always fun about
Yeah.
it.
He has such interesting perspectives on things.
Yeah.
Like he's not like a normal like. He's not
he has-
normal.
You know, of course.
He
not.
has, he has
best
an
way-
alien.
The
he
best
has,
way
he
to
has,
describe him is Shad is against nature.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
He's
Shad would thrive in a like post-apocalyptic setting.
It always reminds me of
Pokeball
the-
setting in a Pokeball.
It always reminds me of the uncle that fucks with you.
Oh yeah, he's like, how you doing, eh?
Except your uncle wouldn't put actual knives to your throat when you walk up the stairs like Shad would. But yeah,
You probably had it coming now.
Yeah.
he did it to you, and you started crying. Remember?
Oh yeah, I
Like,
screamed.
wet your pants.
I don't want to die. That's what you said. Just piss off your legs.
That was blood because you cut my dick off by accident.
Gross.
Nikki, is this your first time in Philadelphia?
Yes, it is.
And what do you think? What's the difference? What's
A
the
lot of black guys jaywalking. Let me tell you
Does that make you horny?
I saw a video of a guy in Seattle, a black guy jaywalking and got shot by police.
Was
Good.
that? Are you sure that's
I
Seattle?
swear to God that was Seattle. I swear to
Seattle.
God I remember that was Seattle.
You're
Well,
from Seattle. Talk about that.
Jaywalkers are
Seattle
fucking
sucks.
scum.
It's beautiful, but I hate the people there.
The
Very
hipsters.
pretentious. So many business.
Is it like
people.
art school just in like a state?
Isn't it California kind of blood up a little bit?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like the further
But
up you go,
there's
like
a lot-
Portland, then Seattle, it's like more hipstery.
Seattle has Amazon, Microsoft, it's got Adobe, it's got Google, it's got all these businesses that keep inviting people to move in from like India.
Silicon Valley, those little skinny guys with mustaches and
No,
glasses.
like they're flying in people from like India and everything. So there's a lot of Indian people there.
Gross.
There's a lot
I heard
of different
Seattle's kind of
ethnics.
the new like growing area, the new booming area. That's the new kind of place to go.
It is. I mean, we
I
got,
always
we
wanted to
got
go there.
weed legal. We got
You do.
We got
Oh, yeah.
coffee. It's still very pretentious.
Talk
Marriage.
about the weed being legal.
Seattle's a bunch of people that are hard to talk to. There's a thing called Seattle Freeze, where like people just they aren't friendly. They won't make eye contact. It's hard to have a conversation.
I think I
when
know
you're
why that
standing
is,
in
because they're
line.
all kind of thinking, like, if they're that kind of person that you're talking about, they're all, like, thinking about themselves all the time, so, like, yeah, they try to bring the conversation.
You're just concentrating on what you're doing. You're
I'm-
kind of worried about like if people are looking at you or not, and you're just like.
That just sounds like you're very socially awkward.
A lot of people are in Seattle.
Oh, really?
I feel very out of place. Like here, I feel like I'm at
You're at home.
I'm at home.
There
Like
you go.
I can talk to people on the street. I go out with Mick to like a grocery store, and he's
Everyone
having a
here is
regular
super friendly.
conversation.
That's the good thing.
Yeah,
about
like,
it.
I lived in New Jersey as well, and compared to there, like, the Phillies just look worse at
I
it.
always
find
when you
that
lived in
too.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
I don't want to hate on Seattle so much because it is like a booming place. Like I've met a lot of good people there and everything, and it's beautiful in the summer and spring with the mountains and blue
Puget
sky.
Sound, is that the...
Yeah, the Puget Sound area. I mean, it doesn't rain all the time. If anything, it's just
It's
cloudy.
it's like Irish weather, I think, isn't it? Like,
It is.
it's
It
like-
is.
yeah,
Kind of
so we're
foggy,
used to
kind
that
of
shit.
cloudy, gray.
What's the friendliest place you guys ever were?
Ooh. Friendliest.
Probably. I mean, the more touristy places in Canada are super friendly.
That's good.
Jasper and Banff. They're two separate places, but
Banff?
they're Banff, BANFF.
Oh.
Banff, like not like badass
Badass
motherfucker. It's close to it though, but it's really touristy. So there's a bunch.
But
of
so are they just
people
doing that for show because everyone thinks Canada is like a really friendly
Maybe.
place, and then the further out you go, the
No,
more
that'd be a
crazy.
hard
But
act
it
to keep
really
up.
is-
Probably
it
just,
really
it's
is
a
a
nice
cool
little
Well,
place.
North Korea keeps it up.
Really though, no one's really
Well-
that friendly there.
No, this
Well,
isn't anything like North
Dennis
Korea.
You just compare fucking North Korea to Banff, Canada?
Yeah.
Well, Dennis Rodman fell for it. If he fell for it, everyone.
He's Dennis Rodman.
That's true.
No, it's nice though. There's just tons of wildlife. Like it's a place where like elk and bighorn sheep and whatnot like would just walk
Cool.
across the
I
street.
love bighorn sheep.
Yeah, and like you can see bears too
I'm
if you're
sure
lucky.
you do.
Um,
You
and
like
you can
big
feed 'em.
horns, don't you?
Like it's cool.
Nice, dude.
What about you guys?
Iowa.
Iowa.
Yeah, the
Why?
Midwest.
Why?
I said what?
Everybody in the Midwest, you can ask if Stanford was here to tell you this, because he has family in the Midwest too. Everyone there is super friendly.
Yeah.
Like here, but on crack. It's ridiculous.
I have to say Philadelphia so far. I've been to Burbank, California. I've been to LA.
That's your
San
problem.
Francisco.
You've been to California. That's why
Been to
no one's fucking
Florida.
friendly.
Philly's, yeah. Philly's like Ireland in the sense where people are really, really friendly when you start talking to them, but no one goes out of their way to talk to you.
The Midwest people be like, hey, people
Yeah,
like
people
get
come
to-
up to you, it's
yeah,
weird.
Yeah. People come up to you, try to get to know you. Because it's like here, there's a lot of people.
It's a little intimidating when you think about it.
No,
it's not. It's lovely.
It's really.
I love that shit.
You never feel like, oh, get the fuck away from me, you weirdo.
Yeah.
It's always like, hey, how you doing?
I never had a friendliest place that I've been to. I think everyone's kind of similar everywhere.
Go to Iowa.
Yeah. No, they're not pricks. I just.
They're not pricks.
Yeah.
Well, how about like the opposite then? The meanest.
California.
I haven't been to California. The meanest
Did you
place I've
read
been
that,
to.
Chris? They're not even dicks. They're not people.
The meanest place I ever was fucking Rome.
Really?
Yeah, you said Europe was a shithole.
I didn't say Europe was a shithole.
Like,
Why
we said
Rome?
France was a shithole. Italy was a shithole.
No, I said the places I went were shitholes. So
I guess those are the tourist
I went to
spots,
Paris.
You know what it
It
probably
was
is?
not nice.
You know what it
What?
probably was?
I liked Paris.
Really?
I think it's because the people who live there are like, fucking tourists,
Yeah, no, I don't blame them.
motherfuckers, you know?
You can't blame that.
I
But
feel like if you go to a touristy place like that where like tracks
they're
all
also
foreigners-
full of like fucking thieves and it's like
Paris,
smoggy.
yeah, you're gonna
and
get pickpocketed.
fucking-
We also went to, God, we were, I think it was New York. If you go to Times Square,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people like,
Yeah, that was.
there was a
gummy.
black dude who was like, hey man, check out my album. I was like, oh, he gave me his album. I was like, sweet man. He's like, yeah, can you give me some donations? I was like, no, and he grabbed it back. He was trying to trick me into buying it.
Dude,
What an
No,
asshole.
he didn't even grab it back. He was like, "Give me money." It's like, no. And he's like, "Give me money," and he was trying to like make you keep it, but give him
No,
money.
he gave it. No, he pulled it back from me.
Did he? He didn't do
took
that
it
with
back
me.
from
Dude, I was
But-
like, I went to the Rocky Steps where the like Rocky, you know, where
I was
everyone's
there
up.
recently.
Yeah, and I went there with a friend, and like this guy came up to us like, "Oh, you're a lovely couple." We weren't even a couple, so that was awkward. And he's like, "Here, I'll take a picture of you with the Rocky statue." And then we went to the Rocky statue, and he took a picture, and I was like, "What? I don't even care." And she was from Philly, so
Yeah.
she was like, "Yeah, I like live here, but whatever." And then like he was like, "Here, no, come on, give me a tip. Come on, I'm homeless. Give me a tip." Like he just expected. He wasn't even giving me eye contact. He was like, "Here, yeah, tip now. Give me money." I was like, "I didn't even want this picture, you dick."
Jeez.
You get those fucking vultures around touristy spots. And
Yeah.
people are like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm in Philadelphia. There's the Rocky Steps.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like you
And
get.
then, like everyone that was jogging up those Rocky Steps, I was like, "You motherfucker."
It's just like the people. You ever see those pictures of like
Yeah.
100 people next to the Eiffel Tower? They're all, but they're not like.
Oh, the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not the Eiffel Tower.
I love that, but there's also one with the Mona Lisa. There's a
Oh,
picture
yeah,
like
it's-
that where it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like it's a tiny little picture, like the actual Mona Lisa, and there's just
it's
like
very
a ton of
small.
tourists
A
like
million
with
people.
their phones,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
you stand back. And then there's an amazing, brilliant masterpiece behind the Mona Lisa that's much better paint like than the Mona Lisa, and no one looks at it.
The Mona Lisa's good, but it's.
It's all right.
The Mona Lisa.
What's so great about it? This is a serious question. You guys are artists. What's so great about the Mona Lisa?
Look at
I don't
everything
know.
from
Lead
time.
on us,
Look at
Sabrina.
everything from
Lead
the-
on us. Mona Lisa.
Everyone's amazed by the weirdness of her smile in the picture.
It's also the fact
He
that
fucked up her smile, so like
it's
people are
also
like,
the fact that from the year game, dude. Look at everything else with that era.
No,
It's
it was
like,
great.
it was like creepy people like
Renaissance-
screaming
no.
and dying.
Renaissance
rats
art was
around them.
amazing, dude.
I'm saying a lot of art from that time. That's why it's impressive, though. It's like it's hundreds of years old.
Yeah.
It's hundreds of years old.
I know, but what Niall's saying is there's other pictures that are better.
Way better.
From the same time?
From the
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm
that,
sure there are, but it's still. I mean, it's also done by a famous artist too. He did a lot of other stuff.
yeah, but like,
It's the guy behind it. If that was a one-off, it wouldn't be
What
famous.
always impresses me are the fucking statues.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they make
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
marble.
Yeah, and it looks
they're
like cloth.
so perfect.
I've always thought about like, man, could you imagine doing that? It had to have happened. Just doing one of
Yeah.
those and fucking up.
Like little
Like
subtle
on the
things.
finger,
just on
having
the finger, just-
having the finger fucking knock
Dude,
off.
Michelangelo's David has like a hand bigger than the other, but no one notices.
Yeah.
and his wiener's tiny.
You give him
You
credit.
notice
not
that, huh,
erection, yeah.
Niall?
What?
You notice his wiener.
Of course, it's kind of prominent.
You lick your lips too.
No, but I don't know. I think I,
Dude,
I like
we're
talking about Irish.
In the guy's defense, you know, if you were gonna show your penis, you would inflate it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
That guy just stands still for like 7 hours, so fuck you.
That's true.
That guy had it was right cool to you, asshole.
Yeah, and he probably like did the
Yeah.
dick last.
Yeah, he was like, oh,
Do you think
dude,
Michelangelo would have been like, oh, I'll give
keep a chub up for like
What
7
if,
hours,
Yeah.
dude.
what if David was being kind of a dick that day, so he made his wiener smaller?
Yeah, fuck you,
Or
man.
what if he
There's
did what
artists that
you
do
were
that.
saying about the finger? He chopped off half it. He was like, "Fuck." He
Oh
just had
man,
to,
I'm
like,
sorry. I'll
get
just
to
say it was
like-
cold. I don't know. I'll say what you in the pool afterwards. Before.
There's real talk though. There's some statues out there that like you'll get like veins on the back of the hand. They'll capture
my
that so
God.
perfectly.
Yeah.
You'll see like
But
every
it's the
10
cloth.
You know what I also
that-
realized
that
too,
I think
though?
is amazing.
What the fuck else were they doing? That's what
Yeah,
they
that's
did. They
true.
just sat there and chiseled for because then you would do that and
That was-
die.
that was fun.
What else could you do back then?
Yeah, they didn't have fucking
Get the
DS.
Black Plague.
You
3DS.
can make apple pies.
What's the best museum you guys have been to?
I've
I
only
went to
been to
the
a couple.
I went to the Getty Museum in California.
I went to the Museum of
I
Natural
went to the
History.
Spaghetti Museum.
You went there, your
I
girls
went
to
to
the
the
Museum of
Spaghetti
Natural
Factory
History
last
in New York.
night.
Really?
No.
The Spaghetti Museum. What's in the Spaghetti Museum?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Spaghetti.
Oh, serious?
Severed heads. Screaming severed heads.
There's one that I went to by this artist called Ron Muick, who does like grotesquely realistic, huge things. Like there's one that it's just a giant baby. It's the size of this room basically, and it's just hyper realistic.
Oh yeah, that thing.
It looks like a real giant baby, and it's like all just like fresh out of the womb, I guess. And just,
you're getting Zach horny over there.
You crossed your legs.
I did anatomy in med school, so like there was this guy touring around that he had cadavers and he put them in all different positions and stuff. And
Body World.
I went to that when he was touring. Yeah.
Can I tell a quick story related to that?
That was disgusting.
There were advertisements all over New York when we went there.
I saw that. Yeah.
No, wait. It's a Christopher I'm talking about. You know what I'm gonna say?
Wait, what?
The Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts. We went to Dunkin' Donuts and there was like these disgusting like real human like corpse faces on them, and they played behind the counter, pointed to us, and he was like, "This is without skin human."
I remember that.
It was the weirdest fucking thing ever. We were like,
it was just you were staring at a prototypical Dunkin' Donuts worker, and we
that's a quote to be
can I have a coffee, one turgo, and then he just points, and we looked at it, we're like, what is that? And he goes, that is without skin human.
I wanted to frame that and say like Dunkin' Donuts guy.
Just take a picture of him and just like
make it a black and white photo. Dunkin' Donuts guy on the skinless human. Thanks guy.
That is without skin human.
I had no idea what that was before he pointed out Dunkin' Donuts employee.
I forgot about that.
Wasn't that in like every Dunkin' Donuts we went to?
It was everywhere. It was
It's all over New York.
That is so off-putting for a fucking food restaurant. Like,
Yeah,
food and
why would
coffee.
they put that
Like,
there?
It's like a guy like screaming to his mouth is open.
Like I was
His
gonna,
muscle tissues.
I was
are
gonna
weird.
get like a fucking like chopped up meat fucking burger.
I was gonna get a raw piece of chicken with like really stringy. I couldn't do it. After that.
Yeah.
Did you say you actually went to the exhibit though, or like the?
No.
No, but I was sort of related to that. I did.
Okay, go.
I've always wanted to do it.
Didn't you bring us to the Rudder Museum or whatever? Remember you?
Oh yeah, the Mutter Museum.
What was it called again?
Where is it?
Mutter. Yeah, that
Mutter?
was. Yeah.
Where's it located?
In Philly.
It was downtown in Philly. Yeah, it was like all the. It's like Ripley's Believe It or Not with all the oddities and weird.
It's
kind
like
of
kinda
people
cool.
with fucking bullet holes
Like
in their brains.
Yeah, it's very.
How was it like a big museum or?
Nah, it's like a 10-minute
it's
thing.
smallish, but it's still really cool. Like every single piece is like some weird historic, like almost like obscene. Like for one, do you remember the colon?
No.
That was like the size of a
yeah, huge.
sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Sorry.
It was a human colon that they had preserved
There was
somehow.
like a fucking giant
It looked
skeleton.
like there were kids stuffed in it or something.
Actually,
It was just like
That is weird because I went like thrifting the other day in the Philly city. I was going through
Find a
thrift
colon?
stores. They're all normal. I was like, yeah, this is bullshit junk I don't want. And then I went into one of them and it was just normal. And then in the back room they had like jars with heads like Futurama in them and shit, and like fucking fetuses that are attached to each other.
Cool.
what?
I'm like, yeah, and like little pig heads and stuff. I was like,
There was a kid in the Mutter Museum who is like a corpse of a kid whose muscles turned to stone.
Oh, I heard
What?
about this disease. It's like when you get
What?
a bruise or something, right?
Yeah.
When you get a bruise, it turns to rock.
did you
Is
hear
it
about that? Did you hear about that
Not
kid?
literal rock.
Did you hear about that kid who died in the 1920s? I think she was 5, and her dad was so devastated he wanted her to be preserved forever. So she's still preserved, but her eyes still open.
Yes, I've heard about that. Isn't it like South America?
I don't know, but at one point, at every day, her eyes open and then close again.
Yeah, I've heard about it. It's creepy.
It's probably some guy taking a stick and fucking hitting him.
No, I think it's like something to do with like her muscles are still intact. so they're, like,
There's no way her muscles are
I've heard a lot
Toddler inside and he
I've heard a
opens
lot of
with his
different
fingers.
stories about like corpses being like super preserved or something.
Would you guys ever get frozen cryogenically?
You would, Zach.
No.
Me and Zach talked about this.
This big,
Burn
here's
me
the
up, throw me
problem.
away.
Cryonics, right? People actually get frozen. This is a real thing. But the way they do it is like, basically, you sign up for this thing when you die of like cancer. There's a couple of problems. The biggest problem is first, if you're in a different state, like there's only a couple facilities in the U.S. So if I died here in Pennsylvania, they'd have to come out. I'd be dead for like a day or two before they can actually do it.
Ugh.
What they do is like, if you live in the area, say you live right next to the place. I watched a documentary. This lady died. They pulled her over immediately, iced her body down, started pumping her chest again to keep her blood flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Started giving her chemicals so she could be
So she
preserved.
doesn't get rigor mortis.
So she doesn't actually start rotting. So her
Yeah.
brain doesn't die basically.
Whoa.
But it's dead, but it's not dying.
Yeah.
And then they do that. Put her in ice, get her body really low, take her blood out, then put some kind of basically
Formaldehyde.
antifreeze into her bloodstream.
Yeah, so
Because
that's going to help. That's a,
No, because the biggest issue is if you get frozen like a lake or whatever.
Yeah.
The biggest issue, you can survive for a little bit, not frozen, but like if you fall in cold water. But the biggest issue is if you get frozen, ice crystals form in between your cells and they expand.
Oh.
So even if you froze and woke up, you'd be fucking like mush, you'd be liquid.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
But I'm saying the biggest issue is They die and they freeze you, and the freezing process keeps you completely alive. Like it keeps you preserved completely. You're intact. But the issue is, when they wake you up, you're fucking dead.
You still have a brain tumor.
You're still, or no, even if they can cure that in the future, you're still dead. Mm-hmm. The only way I get frozen is if they could do it when I'm alive. Mm-hmm. If I was like slow my process down.
And it's still when your tissue would be fucked
No,
up.
it wouldn't. It'd be no. That tissue's not an issue. The
If
issue
it's
is that
frozen,
your brain
tissue
is
will
dead.
Be, no, your
They have
tissue
to,
will be fucked up.
They can. That's not even a big issue. The way they do it.
That's a huge issue.
Here's an example. Some kind of like frogs. They can get frozen for like a year at a time, but they have like a natural antifreeze in their body. They get frozen in ice for like a year, but their insides are still going.
It's like a
so if you can find a way to do that, like keep your the insides going, but slow down on it, I think that'd be the way to do it.
Hibernating.
Exactly, but so basically sleeping rather than fucking dead and then put in ice.
God.
Once I saw on the internet that you can get a fly and put it in the freezer for like a few days and then take it back out, and just if you touch it,
Or even
it
like
starts
an
like
hour.
unfreezing.
When I was a kid, I put a cicada into the freezer for like 4 hours and took it out, and it was like, oh god, I killed it. It was like it started flying around, so it freaked me out.
Did you ever hear about those people who put flies on strings and put them in freezers to freeze them?
That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the strings though?
What's the strings?
But they do that. Yeah, that's so.
They'll catch a fly, put it in the freezer, freeze it, then put a little string on it, and then when he unthaws, you have a pet fly on a leash.
That's so cruel.
It's funny. Fuck
Like
flies.
one day though.
I hate
When
flies.
I was little, I found a fly. I was playing outside, and there was a little fly that only had one wing, so it was just crawling around.
Oh.
And I kept it.
Aw.
I put it in a little
Fuck
jar with like dirt and grass, and it was alive for like a few days, and it died. I was
Good.
so sad. I cried.
Fucking, why would you cry over a
Yeah,
fly?
his
Did
name
you
was
guys do that a
Buzzy
lot?
the Buzzer.
Did you guys do that a lot? Did you like capture animals and put them like in jars and
Yeah,
stuff
I
in
used to
boxes?
collect like worms
I used to do
and
all the
stuff.
time.
Oh, you were that kid. That weird-
Yeah.
I was
weird
too,
kid.
dude. I used to do
Yeah.
like frog. I found the frog and I fell in love with
probably
it.
all did.
I had a
Took the
gecko.
frog.
Did I tell
Did you ever find them though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Did I
what
tell
mean.
the slug operator story?
I think so.
Operator?
What the
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he'd find a slug and then his eyes would lock onto the slug and he'd go, "Danger, danger, slug operator," and he'd walk over to the slug and he'd like slit it open. What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Yeah, he just slit it down the middle and then like all these little baby slugs came out of it once.
He sounds weird.
Sounds
Yeah,
a
that
little
That was you,
gross.
wasn't
Do
it?
you guys kill flies when you see them or no?
Me and Chris had a fly problem in Wexford when we lived in Ireland, and
That was disgusting.
it was bad. It was bad.
It was disgusting.
bad.
Tell the story when you came home. After
Oh yeah,
the
so
days.
me and Chris went to my house in Galway. That's like the other side of the country, and Chris went home a day before I did, and then when I came home on the bus, I walked into the house. And Chris was on his computer, just like surrounded by, like absolutely like.
He fucking
and he was
walls
just
of
like,
flies.
he was like,
Chris's
hey,
eyes.
he was like, hey,
Was
I was
that-
like, ah!
Was that because of the watermelon or no?
No, the
Hey,
watermelon.
tell that story, Chris.
Did we never? Wait, but why was there so many flies though?
Because you're stinky.
No, that's not why.
Because our ex-roommate left a shit ton of.
That was it. Yeah.
He
Okay.
left a shit ton of bags in a closet.
Yeah,
like-
I went to America. Now I'll stay with my ex-roommate. My ex-roommate was supposed to take out the trash while I was gone, and when I got back, he left. So he left fucking 50 trash
Yeah, he was
bags.
like, and like, yeah, they were just in a closet that
Yeah.
like, tucked away.
It wasn't my
Disgusting.
fault. But what was my fault was the watermelon. So I had a little tiny fridge in my apartment. I put
Yeah.
a watermelon in it, and I ate a slice. And then I forgot about it. And then 2 weeks later, I opened the fridge, and there was a fucking forest growing inside my fridge, and
Oh,
flies
God.
flew out.
He literally threw his fridge away.
I mean, we
You guys have some of the most disgusting, like,
Look,
with the
I
rotted
didn't
fruit,
think that would happen.
flies, maggots.
This is
holy
what
shit.
happened. This is what happened. We fucking got the fridge. We're like, this is a lost cause. So we drove it to the dump. The dump wouldn't take it. So we literally dumped it in a quarry somewhere and we sealed it.
God. Sealed it.
Some little boy found that ate the watermelon.
He opened it. He turned it to
Oh my
Flyboy.
God.
Some say he still flies around Ireland to this day.
So, something I wanted to talk about a little bit earlier. We talked about
Can she
apples.
finish her crocodile
yeah.
tangent?
Oh, that was it. It was just I remember chocolate crocodiles. That's all.
You guys remember candy
10
cigarettes?
out of 10, Sabrina.
Did you guys ever have candy cigarettes where they were called candy cigarettes?
Yeah.
Well, I used to be like, yeah, no big deal. I
Yeah.
used to blow the dust because you used to keep.
I can one up you there because when I was younger, I was like a little bit older than the kids in my estate, and I tried to be cool. And I remember seeing like cigarette butts on the ground. And I was like, "Check these out, guys! Pick it up!" And tried to light it, but I didn't know what I was doing. I was like lighting it before it was in my mouth. I was like,
I did that too. My friend Jason and I, we used to go to my dad because my dad smoked cigarettes. We used to go to my dad's fireplace and like pull disgusting cigarette butts out of the fireplace and smoke them for like
Ugh.
40 seconds.
No, gross.
My friend Jason, I don't know if I ever told the story. Did I ever tell the story?
No.
My first cigarette I ever had, I was like 14 years old. My friend Jason came over and he's like, dude, let's go smoke a cigarette. I was like, alright. We went to the woods And he had one. It was just one cigarette. I don't know where it got it from. He pulled it. We were like coughing. I don't know why I did it. We were coughing, like wheezing and shit. And then we came back to my house, and immediately my mom was like, "Why do you smoke cigarettes?" It was like a fucking TV show. And I was like, "Oh, I got a blue cigarette smoke on the way back." And she didn't fucking believe me.
Did your heart like sink?
Yeah, it was like, I didn't smoke I panicked. I was like, I didn't smoke a cigarette.
How old are you?
I was like 14 probably.
Yeah, same for me when I got caught.
I was an idiot. What's your cigarette story?
For me, it was even stupider. We just found a pack of cigarettes sitting on a couch in a Future Shop, and we're like, ha 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 ha.
Do I have to smoke these?
And we went. It was my friend Melissa and I. And like, I mean, anyway, I went back to my house. She took half the pack. I took the other half, and I was like, I'm gonna try smoking. There wasn't even anybody around, so I don't know who I was trying to impress. I was just like, I'm gonna try smoking. So idiot me, like here my room is in the basement, and then there's a little vent that just goes like right
Fuels to the
in the
entire
middle
house?
Basically, yeah. So the one place that my dad
Sabrina.
sits all day long every day is just happens to be right above this vent that's also attached to my room. And it took him like 0.5 seconds after I lit this cigarette, and you know I have this teeny tiny little football-sized basement window that I cracked open, and
Like Caesar the monkey.
I thought she was gonna say I have a teeny tiny little football head. I was like, what?
I had a little football head like Arnold. But no. So
Sorry, go on.
So I light the cigarette and I'm trying to smoke it out the window all sneaky because I'm thinking all the smoke is going out the window, but it's going up the vent, which is directly above my head. And as soon as I light that cigarette, my dad, I just hear thump 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 thump, and like my door's locked and everything, right? So I can hear him trying to open it, and like I put out the cigarette, throw it out the window, and all the rest of them too. And he's like open the door, and like I open it after a couple seconds of scrabbling and throwing away the cigarettes, and like.
Did he know?
He knew
Straight
right away. Yeah.
Did you get grounded?
No, there was like this big intervention conversation.
Oh,
that,
Jesus.
My mom sat me down. My dad was talking to me, and they're like, "Listen,
Awkward.
Were you crying?
No. They're like,
crying?
you know what? We respect your decision. If you just be honest with us. If this is something you want to do, it was like I was coming out to them or something, and they were
like,
just
no,
talking
I just
to
found
me.
this packet and I thought it was cool.
Yeah, and they were like, "Where did you get this from? Who gave this to you?" And I lied about it because I didn't want to.
To throw it.
When I was younger, my friend Jordan and I, we went down to Pike Place Market in Seattle. There's a magic shop there, and we were looking at these packets of like love potions or whatever. And at some point, I think I accidentally grabbed one and put it in my purse or something.
Accidentally,
I promise you.
You wanted to woo all those boys with that love potion, throw it on them.
I wanted all the men when I was 12.
Let me, Scott, you bitch, and they ran away. That was the end of it.
So we left the magic shop. On the bus ride home, I noticed it's in my purse. I'm like, oh fuck. And I was like, should we go back and return it? It was only like 50 cents. I mean, it was like a little powder
It
mixture.
was seriously probably Kool-Aid or something.
Oh my god.
Honestly,
I have
was.
a story about this.
And so we went back to my house, and as soon as I got into the door, my dad was standing there, and he was like, I know what you did. And I was like, what the fuck? Well, I didn't say that,
But you were
I was
thinking-
so scared. My heart sank. I was so scared. But he was talking about something else. I
I hate
didn't
when
clean the
that happens.
bathroom before I left to the Pike Place Market.
Yeah.
But I swear, I thought he was talking about that love potion. That's what...
Whatever happened with the love potion? Did it work? Oh, go on.
My friend Jordan and I, we split it. In a cup, it was like, mix it with hot water.
What if you just fell in love with each other?
They
straight
did. They're
away?
married. Congratulations.
We are.
It's all based on lies.
No, it just tasted like, I don't know, like Kool-Aid.
Wait, you
basically.
drank it?
Yeah, we
It's
drank
drink,
it.
it's
We're
not
like,
a Sprite
Oh,
thing.
yeah, because I have a story about a spray.
we thought it was all in our heads. Like, we felt like, it's all psychological. Like, we're like, oh, do you feel nice and tingly? It's like, oh, yeah,
That's
I
like
do
when you're a
too.
kid and you have like non-alcoholic alcohol. You're like, I'm so drunk. It's like that weird placebo thing, and it's
Yeah.
like there's no alcohol. Retard. You're like, yeah, I was just fooling. I was goofing anyways.
I was in this pub called Lonergan's in Galway when I was a kid, and I was with my dad, and I went into the bathroom, and they had like, those machines where you get condoms and shit.
Yeah.
They had one where it was like not a love potion, but it was like pheromones or some shit. It was like something weird. It was like to make girls like you, and I was
Like
like,
a cologne thing?
yeah, and I was like this little fat kid, and I had a crush on a girl in school, so I was like,
Oh,
man.
no.
You're like, yeah, I could use
I
that.
was like, dude, this is gonna work.
Niall,
Like, I was like, I'm getting laid, son. My little 13-year-old.
So let me get this straight. You had a thing next to a thing of condoms, and you were like, yeah.
But I didn't have money at the time,
I'm
so
going for the love.
I didn't have money at the time. So the next day, I even though it wasn't that far from my house, I packed my bag. I was like, Dad, I'm going to my friend's house, and I was like, this was this huge big like scheme. I was like, haha, and I like went all the way to Lonigan's, and I put in my like €2 coin or whatever, got it, and went to school the next day because I was on a Sunday, and I was on school. I sprayed it, and I was like, kind of weird, but whatever. So I put on like Axe to like.
So you canceled it out anyways.
Yeah, I know, I was stupid. But the Axe ad had all women coming after you anyway, so I was like, dude, like I am actually literally going to be a pussy.
Oh, you thought you just added to it. You thought it was an addition.
I thought you were
gonna be swimming in pussy.
I thought like if there was an airplane going by, like women would just fall out of it and just like attach to me.
Their titties right into your face.
Yeah, there's like everywhere I go. But yeah, then I like sat beside this girl in maths class, the same girl, and I was like put my neck up kind of near her. I was like, yeah. And she's like, you smell weird. Well, there goes that. Dreams are fucking crushed.
Did you really take that ad seriously?
Yeah.
Like, literally?
No, I didn't.
You were a little too old for that.
Yeah, 13. You would think. Yeah.
The last time I took an ad literally was when I was like 6.
No, I didn't take. I didn't actually take the Lynx ad or the Axe ad. It's called Lynx in Ireland. Seriously. But.
So you were very disappointed.
I was very disappointed. Yeah. She ended up being a huge colossal.
I like how your brain, your first thought when you saw it was that like, wow, the cure to make any woman fuck you, it's only $2.
Yeah, I was like,
why is everybody doing
why
this?
do people know this? Like, yeah. Needless to say, it didn't work.
How old were you?
13.
Yeah. It's a bad time to fall in love or try to look for love.
No,
it's like the awkward stage in life.
I was trying to get laid, dude.
Trying to get some pussy.
Trying to get some like little gash.
Things are horrible until you die.
Mm-hmm.
Things never get
No,
good.
things are literally horrible until like you're in your 20s, and then they're
We're all gonna die alone.
Yeah, especially you.
You guys are so positive.
I don't agree with that.
What?
I think there's like a fucking what do you call those scales?
Scales.
Yeah, you know those things that do
Scales?
that.
Graph?
Whatever. Anyway, when you're in school,
The
life is
palette,
bad,
I
but
guess.
also shit because you're in school, which is bad. But life is good because you're getting everything handed to you by your parents. But then you get out, but then you have to fend for yourself, and it's still just as shitty.
No, it's not as shitty. It's not as shitty.
Sometimes it
Independence
is.
for me is way more worth it than having to live with parents.
That's true.
Being an adult is way better, dude.
Yeah.
I can eat ice cream for breakfast.
However,
but
you guys,
Do you guys never just think back and be like, oh, do you remember the lack of responsibility?
No, dude.
The lack
What do you
of
mean?
need.
Absolutely not.
Totally.
I wake up whenever I want to. I get to fucking. We draw as a living.
No,
Yeah.
but the only reason for that was because you were in school, which was shitty.
When I worked in a supermarket, I legitimately wanted to kill myself. So it's all about perspective.
Yeah, when I worked at fast food too, I was like, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, but a lot of people are like that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I worked at a bakery and coffee shop in downtown Seattle for about 2 years. I had to wake up like at 4 o'clock in the morning
Oh
because
my
my
God.
shift was from 5 to 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Ugh.
So my dad had to that was before I had my license, so he'd have to drive me down there.
Oh.
I want to kill myself.
Yeah.
It's waking up so early. I had to go to bed at like 8 o'clock at night.
I was
Yeah.
thinking of
I have no
creative
life.
ways to kill myself
Why do you have to be creative? You're
come
gonna
on.
be dead at the end of it.
because I was bored.
Oh.
It's fucking easy
Yeah.
to kill yourself now. You just didn't
but
try hard enough.
creative ways.
No, yeah, you did apply yourself, Niall. That's why you wanted to kill yourself, because you were slacking on trying to kill yourself. All
I
right.
was thinking, the belt that like you put groceries on.
Mm.
I was like, if I like tie something to that, tie it around my neck, and just turn it on, and
It's
just
a little
like
slow.
slowly
It's a
decapitate
little
myself.
slow.
Yeah, there's stuff
I
like
don't
You
that.
think
probably
motor
be
would
chucked
be
like,
strong
okay,
enough.
you probably see that's too much time because you start regretting it as it slowly
Yeah, but then I
gets
have time
sucked
to.
through.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I left a pan on the oven, and there was nothing in it. I just left it. And it was on the oven was on like high or the burner.
Yeah.
And I remember
stove.
the stove top. And then I remember I came out of the bedroom. And I was home alone at the time. The whole house was just smoky, like black smoke, and it smelled awful.
Oh God.
I grabbed it and I threw it in the sink.
Oh, turn the sink on, watch it fucking explode in smoke. Yeah.
I was so close to starting like a huge fire, and I was only
Holy.
like 9 years old.
Did you ever leave the sink on and let it flood somehow?
No.
When I was a kid, I had these those little inflatable things that we put the pills in, and they inflate this stuff like a giraffe. Or,
Oh, yeah.
I had an Alphabet one, and I was like 6. I put it in the sink and left it on for like 4 hours. I got yelled at.
I have a story about flushing corn down the toilet.
Oh wait. Is this
You're
digestive?
gonna have to
corn?
tell that one.
So
Is it already
ear of
through your
corn?
digestive system?
corn on the cob.
Wow.
Whoa, you got a full one came out in the turd?
No, I was eating dinner. I was about 5 years old, And I was really self-conscious about finishing my food. I don't know why.
In what way? You'd be like, you didn't want to finish it all? You felt...
I felt bad. Like, I always felt like I had to finish my food. My parents
you
never...
felt obligated to finish it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we had corn on the cob for dinner one night, and I couldn't finish it. And I was really nervous. I'm like 4 or 5 years old. So I grabbed the cob, and I sneak away into the bathroom. And I tried flushing it down the toilet.
Where did you put the corn on the cob? Just sneak it away? Did you put it in your shirt or something?
Yeah, like down my shirt. I hid it behind my back, walked away from the dinner table, and be like, oh, excuse me. So I went to the bathroom, tried flushing it down the toilet. Of course, I get stuck.
Your parents totally noticed you had a big fucking corn of the cob. Like, at the time,
Man, she takes mega turds.
They also noticed your fucking... They didn't think you ate the whole piece either. They noticed it was gone, but in your mind, you were like, yeah, I'm fucking sneaky. They saw it on your shirt.
When I was 2, my sister...
Wait, I'm not done.
Oh.
So my dad, he had to fucking take the toilet out of the bathroom.
Oh, shit.
And he had to fix it. He had to unclog it in front of the lawn, in front of the house. And all our neighbors watched. And my dad was so mad at me. He still calls me Corn Flesher to this day. That's his nickname for me.
Wait,
like,
he's mad at you?
Yeah, and we were like, when we go out just in grocery shopping together, he's like, "Can you grab that Corn Flesher?" And I will never live it down.
Oh,
That sounds
I'm
really.
so embarrassed.
That sounds like a really mean name, just from the way it sounds.
Just because also...
You fucking corn flusher.
By the way, it's because
Corn
if somebody else doesn't know that story, they just think you shit a lot of corn or something. They think you have really girthy shits or something.
Yeah.
Or really corny shits.
When I was 2, my sister was born, and she was like sitting in the whatever babies do. I don't know. My mom was like, I remember she was like cleaning a bathroom, and I was like, "Hey mom, I fed the baby." And my mom was like, "Oh, that's nice, dear." And then she was like, "What?" And then she went in, and apparently I shoved like tons of Rice Krispies down her throat. And like the baby, my sister was like sitting on the like floor with Rice Krispies on her cheeks, and she was like, "Oh."
Kids
My
should
mom
not
was
be
like,
left alone.
Can I just tell a funny story that Nalde when I was visiting him in Galway?
I got one after you. Go ahead.
Fucking, it was the funniest thing ever for the wrong reasons. But Niall's sister is like really, really nice and really polite and really quiet.
Yeah.
And when she was walking through the hall going, "Mom, Mom," and then Niall ran up to her and started getting up in her face going, "Nobody cares! Nobody cares!"
Oh yeah, no, I just do that sometimes.
It was such a dick. She's really nice.
Yeah,
How old is she?
She's like old enough to like not
I
be
used to
treated
like
that.
I used to like get 2 pillows from the couch and just sing Jingle Bells and bash it on her head. She'd go like Jingle Bells, Jingle Bells. She's like,
She's so quiet. She's just shell shocked.
She's like the girl from Game of Thrones, the fucking the one who's like
Sansa.
Yeah,
She's like,
Sansa. She's really polite.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Nobody cares. Fucking mean now.
I know. I'm sorry.
What is your story?
This is actually like a really, really dark story. But when I was really little, maybe 2, 3, not old enough to do water rescue, obviously. My younger sister Mel is 2 years younger than me, and I guess my mom was bathing us in the tub one day, and she just like left Mel in her little like tub baby seat thing, and I was in there too. And my mom walks away and leaves us in the bathroom alone.
Oh no!
For how irresponsible.
For a very, very short time, right? And so
To grab something, I'm sure. Just really quick.
yeah. And so I guess what happened with Melanie, she her leg slipped under the little baby chair thing where it holds the 2 legs, so they sit up kind of thing. So
Yeah.
one leg got into where the other leg's supposed to be, and she went right under, and it basically the way that it went is the leg thing went over her stomach or whatever, so she was underwater. And I'm like a baby too, right? So I don't know what's going on. She started turning blue and yeah.
So what happens when you put a baby in water?
It was just
isn't it?
long enough that it was super serious. Like my mom runs back in, and I'm after I start saying "Mom, something's wrong with Melanie."
She's supposed to be blue and screaming.
No, yeah, and so Mom comes back in, and they had to do CPR and
Oh,
all
God.
this stuff, and yeah,
Wow, so your sister almost died.
yeah. I mean, I'm glad she didn't. Frick.
Oh lordy.
So that happened.
I have one final story before we get to these Patreon questions.
Oh, yeah.
It's related to the water. It's not nobody drowned, but when my brother was 2, we went to the pool. It was his first pool trip. And he saw a big fat lady, and he pointed and said, "Fat, fat, fat!" And he got in trouble. He got yelled at. That's a true story.
That's a great story, Zach.
It's a real story.
That's a 10 out of 10.
Oh my
You're the ladies, Nikki. That was you.
Oh.
Fuck off!
Now to the Patreon questions. Chris, you want to read the first one?
From Mobile Spider.
Yes, that is right.
Do you guys have any warm-up tips before you draw?
Go, Chris.
I draw a square.
Next.
Next one.
Wait, is that it?
Is it just one person answering
There's
each?
no
Are
one
we,
else
are we
gonna
all
answer
going
that?
around? Like, how are we?
Oh, I thought we were all gonna answer it.
We're all
though.
gonna answer that for real. I'm not gonna goof like Chris over here.
Look, okay, my warm up is
Square.
I will draw. I don't fucking know.
No, he doesn't.
I will draw for 30 minutes, and that's my warm up. I don't know what
Yeah.
I'm gonna draw.
I do warm up sketches. I just try
I
to.
do a lot of gestures.
Oh, no one's
a lot
fucking
of
talking.
loose
You
gestures.
It's fucking talking. You nice.
Do it
Sabrina,
again.
these fucking two assholes, they don't even know what they're talking about. They got their dicks in their hands, right?
You're the one with the titty
Yeah.
on your chest.
Whoa.
Hey, nice
Are you
titties.
jealous of that?
Oh,
That was kind of.
oh.
Sorry now.
When I do streams,
Hey, shut up. I haven't answered yet.
No one cares, Zach.
I haven't answered.
Okay,
Shut
go.
your fucking mouth. Like what he said, I do sketches. I would do sketches for like 30 minutes to a whole hour if you want to. But a couple things you could do. Try to do something different every day, or if you want to, try to pick something like hands or like a head or something, or fucking ears. Break it down. A lot of people, I said it before, but a lot of people get fucking overwhelmed because they think you have to get good at anatomy and colors and lights. No, pick an ear. If you want to get good at an ear, just spend like 2 days on an ear or whatever. Just pick something every day to get better at.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and also what's fun to do is take an old drawing like a year ago or 2 years ago and redraw that.
Yeah, Zach does that a lot, and it
Yeah.
always comes out
Yeah,
nicer.
it gives you a nice
Sometimes
boost of
worse.
confidence.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good. You see how much your style changes, see how you draw things differently.
Yeah,
analyze
Zach was doing one
spacing.
recently of an Indian guy, but like Zach made like the head shape much more appealing. Like it was kind of. It was a really good drawing like 2 years ago, but he made the head shape so much more like concise and nicer to
Yeah,
look at.
thank you. I think it just comes down to like breaking stuff down differently.
Yeah.
So that drawing, you can also do characters. I do characters sometimes, or even
That's mainly what I do.
take a cartoon character, fucking Dexter's Lab, whatever show you grew up with, and just draw that in your own style. Yeah, you drew a fucking Dexter's Lab picture.
Oh yeah, we all did that
Did
one
you?
day.
Yeah. So that's my advice.
When I do streams, I ask the people, I'm like, yeah, what'll I draw? Then I use that as a warm up, and then I do commissions on my streams. So like just like I ask people what I draw, and then I'll do that's my warm up, and then that's all I do. What about you, Sabrina?
Depending on what I draw, because I do a lot of figures and like things related to drawing people. Usually, like in the figure drawing classes I've taken, they start off with really, really quick stuff, and then it gradually increases
more
into
elaborate.
a longer sort of
Yeah.
thing. So you can kind of, you start off really loose. Like you're probably not gonna like the first ones anyway. So you're not committed to that.
Yeah.
You're just getting warmed
You
up.
just fuck out of the way for
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to
You
pick
do
it.
stuff that is short as 15 seconds, 30 seconds. And you could do faces. You could do whole poses, like gesture. Like quick stick bend kind of thing. Just whip it out. For,
Oh,
like,
another website that's so handy is Pixel Lovely. You know,
I was gonna say
Yeah,
Pixel Lovely.
but the 30
Love Castle.
the 30 seconds is
I
way
think
too
the
little for
castle
me.
one's down. I used to
Oh,
use it.
no.
I think it is. I'm not
I
sure.
like that
Don't
No,
quote me
Pixel
on that.
Lovely is great. They have like so many pictures. Except that ginger girl always annoys me.
You know,
Same picture.
You know that ginger girl?
I think I've seen that. Yeah, the
I
one.
have
The tits.
Adam Phillips sent me a website that has different anatomical references, and it's a
Oh,
fucking
the 3D
really
one?
good site. It has like what?
The 3D one.
I'll show it. I'll post it on the description.
And
for
art
this
blogs on
podcast.
Tumblr are really
Yeah.
helpful too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just,
even on DeviantArt, there's a ton of like tutorials.
I'll link all the ones that I have bookmarked
yeah.
because
I'll
they're
give
really
you.
good. The ones
I'll
I use
send you
always
those,
help me
Zach,
out. Yeah.
because I've got a couple bookmarked too that I like.
Yeah.
There's some that are good for like animals, faces. Whatever you feel like.
Yeah.
Just pick something that you're not quite comfortable with,
Yeah,
and
go out of your comfort zone as much as you can.
just so like an
Yeah.
hour, or 2 hours aside or something like that, and then
Because a
by
lot
the
of
end
people are
of
like,
it.
I can draw really good pigs. It's like, well, draw something besides it, whatever.
keep
whatever
doing
it
new
is.
stuff.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
do the same thing. You'll get bored and stagnant. And
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nikki.
Yeah, basically, Sabrina summed it up the best, just gestures and stuff. Also, like another fun technique or another activity, whatever, is like you draw a shape and then you
Yeah.
try to make something out of that shape.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
What's
It's
fun about
just
that
a
one is
fun
if you
game,
could
too.
get somebody else to draw the shape for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
get somebody else to just draw a weird fucking shape and then try to draw a face. Or
Yeah,
try to
like
make
at the office the other day, we were
Yeah.
drawing shapes like make that into a sexy lady, and
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course they're like horrible looking,
Yeah.
to the form. Yeah.
but it's fun.
On this note, I'm curious. This is wasn't asked by anybody, but I'm curious. What is your guys' favorite thing to draw? What do you prefer to draw when you can? I know it is for both of you. But go ahead.
No, you go first.
No,
I'm
you say
curious.
it. You say it.
You say
Let's
fucking
go back
joke.
this way. Hey, let's go back this way.
Okay, you first.
My favorite thing to draw?
Yeah.
I
say it.
like ladies. I like drawing curvy ladies. It's fun to draw cute things. Kind of seductive, devious looking.
Ooh.
Monster Girls is a lot of fun. Yeah, ladies basically. I want to get better at drawing fucking guys. That's one weakness of mine.
Yeah.
You go, Sabrina.
Just look in the mirror.
Ditto. I just tried, like, trying.
Look at your big man.
Okay, so you're on thin. You're on fucking thin ice over there, mister. You better fucking watch yourself tonight.
It's funny.
Chris, you better sleep with your hands over your throat.
I don't know. I like drawing boobies and butts. I like pinups.
Oh, I'm gonna come.
Oh no, okay, no. I have a story. I have a story about the pinup thing, but I'll save that for another one, I guess. But yeah, obviously pinups, like figures, female figures.
You're like 60s. You're like 60s demon girl kind of style. Like
Yeah,
those, like
yeah.
those,
I love that
I
stuff.
those a
40s. I
lot.
think
Where
that's
it's like-
40s. That's
Yeah,
like,
it's
you know,
like 40s.
Coca-Cola
That's what-
adverts in the
Yeah.
40s.
That's
where
like
you're
World
still
War
kinda
II kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
I actually my favorite pinup artist ever is Gilles Elfgren or whatever. He's like 60s pinups kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
his paintings are like half the stuff that I do are
you should
just based
seriously do a calendar of
on. I
that.
want to. If I had time.
Sabrina,
do
where
that.
do you go for like references? You said you what's that website?
Pinterest now.
Yeah, they got-
surprisingly.
I think
got
one of my
Lion
bookmarks is
Mouse,
Pinterest. I think it is.
Yeah,
I think one of
it's
them is.
actually like Cat Fat recommended it to me, and I started actually looking
Cat
for like.
Fat Newgrounds.
Shout out to him.
Yeah,
Great
Talented
animator.
animator.
Sean, his name's Sean. Just learned that the other night.
Great guy, very handsome.
Yeah, he just
Didn't need that last part, but alright.
Well, yeah, it's true. All right, I'm just putting it all out there.
No, yeah. Pinterest is good for like if you make one specifically for art, you can kind of compile references of things you're interested in. Like for me, it's like pinup girls, like monster girls, like character
we
concepts,
should-
skulls, things like that inspire me to draw stuff.
We should all link our stuff we use or have bookmarked.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
just all of us we'll make it a big fucking cluster of
Cool,
stuff we
yeah.
use.
That'll help out.
Like,
I hate when
Yeah.
people follow my Tumblr because I haven't updated it since around the time I got my tablet and all
well,
this
you
stuff
should
on it.
start updating it.
Yeah.
Horrendous.
Get on that.
All right, on my Tumblr
It
again.
helps. Like, I know Tumblr's not the best website, but it's still you can get a good amount.
Well, my
of
Tumblr is
followers.
good. I love Tumblr on my one because I only follow art tutorials. So
The,
I can always get
the
them out.
website as a platform and as what it is fine, but it's the community that's bad.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah,
nothing about Tumblr is like a you know.
I don't see any of that. Where do people go to find all that shit on Tumblr?
Look, it happens when you start following artists and they start getting they start reblogging shit. Like, oh, this artist is really
They
good for
start
their fucking
sharing their
site.
Is that where it comes
opinions.
from?
There's a lot of really
yes.
good artists on there who are just maniacs.
I don't
who
follow
like,
anybody. All I
yes.
do,
Oh, my
is
guy
follow-
died today. Finally, it's like, all right, thank you. Go back to drawing whatever the fuck
I don't
you
follow
draw.
anybody. Like anatomicalara.tumblr.com is
Yeah,
like
that's
probably my
good.
best
Yeah,
reference on
yeah.
there.
It somehow bleeds through though. It happened to me.
I sometimes
I followed
get a
people
little
pretty
hints of it.
strictly, and I still got some of it in my face. So I was like,
Yeah,
all right, fuck this website.
Corey showed me one, and this is really funny and awkward, but Corey follows one called, I think, Strong and Beautiful or something, or Strong and something, but it's specifically like super ripped chicks that are always like half naked or naked,
Ooh.
and like he was like, you should follow this, and that was when I was actually studying the pinups really like specifically, and so I followed it too, and I just like left it on my Tumblr feed, so I get back to Edmonton, Tumblr at work, and I'm scrolling through, and then like a whole bunch of these pictures show up in the feed, and I'm like trying to scroll faster, just like holy shit. Looking over my shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, I follow some not safe for work
Yeah, I follow
blogs.
voluptuous
And
breasts.
it's like I was at the when I worked at the office. Like I was scrolling down during lunch. There's like this nice throbbing dick right there. I was like, holy shit! Look around, make sure my old boss didn't fucking
It
see
was
it.
his.
Hold on your pants and flick the beat.
That was an empty frame. He
But
pulled
I
out.
should clarify. It wasn't like a photograph of a throbbing. It was like a drawing of a throbbing.
It
dick or
wasn't a real
something.
throbbing cock.
But the drawings are usually more vulgar because they have like little bits of cum coming down.
Yeah, they are. It's much more like
Yeah.
oof.
Yeah, they're
Oof.
better.
Oof.
Ooh,
Am I right?
it's good and hot in here.
Oh Jesus.
Now, what's your favorite thing to draw?
I just draw like people.
Okay,
I'm trying to do
moving
I'm trying to do backgrounds now too, like vibrant, colorful backgrounds. I used to do really like, what's the color palette where it's not very vibrant?
Pastel?
No, you just like no color wise.
Oh, like monochromatic?
Not really, but like I just use. But then Zach was teaching me about colors
Sepia?
being nice, being vibrant. So I'm trying to do that in backgrounds, and they actually do look a lot nicer. Like, yeah, just learning about that shit.
Like limited
Nice.
color palettes?
Yeah, kind of.
Cool.
Like, just faces.
You're really good at just drawing,
I
like
see faces,
improvising that stuff.
I
Like
just-
the creases and the wrinkles in the face.
Yeah, no, I think my favorite stuff to draw is like stuff that pulls and tugs on the skin. Like muscle, like a buff guy is fun, but you can only really draw a buff guy because his muscles are always gonna be the same.
Yeah.
But I always like to draw like people who are old because you're drawing a couple pictures there. You're drawing
Yeah.
a guy who's a regular guy but also older. Then if you make them fatter or give them facial hair, it's like you're adding different stuff to it. Stuff that kind of pulls on the skin in different ways.
Oh.
And the thing too is you can draw people at different stages of fatness, people from different stages of oldness.
Yeah.
You can draw a 30-year-old guy who's looking different from an 80-year-old guy or a 100-year-old guy.
Yeah, you've been doing that thing lately. I was sitting next to Zach's
Yeah.
office, and he's drawing on a Cintiq. Like, he has on one layer it's like a young, like just a regular
Yeah.
guy, and then on the other layer it's like what he would look like as an old guy.
That's a really fun thing to do. That's I
Yeah.
recommend that. It's a really fun exercise. Draw, or you can do it backwards. So you could draw like a 20-year-old guy and be like, okay, I'll draw when he's 40 or 80, or draw a really really old guy, or really a really fat old guy, or a really skinny old guy, then do backwards. So what did this guy look like when he was 30? It's fun to go with that. Just be like, how did the face change? How did the bones grow? How does the nose and ears grow? How did the eyes sag and so on? How did he lose hair?
That's cool.
It's
stuff
good to
like that.
keep drawing activities fun.
Yeah.
Because you can very easily get bored
Just be
when
loose
you're
with it.
drawing.
Just make it organic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would just say faces and how skin ages and pulls and tugs and changes.
Do you guys ever find like when you do warm up drawings and like stuff like that where you actually like what you're drawing, that you get caught up in your practice drawing?
You try to finish it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's,
yeah.
that's how I.
You
That's
spend
how I
5
make
hours in
drawings.
practice drawing, like,
sometimes.
well, but we'll do commissions tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I always do that. I'm so bad with that. I'm still doing commissions from like January.
I know, me too.
What about you, Chris? What do you like drawing?
You like drawing like weird fucking monsters, right? Like, just
You like to
weird-
draw all those
It's like drawing
shitting
little-
kiss
yeah.
monsters.
Yeah, with
big
holes for
titties.
dicks and
with,
stuff.
With
Everyone
our
answered
feet are
my
actually
question.
our hair.
Everyone answered my question. I'm done.
Oh, stop crying. Oh, stop. Fuck off.
Need some tissue.
It's
for
true,
your
though.
hair.
Demons, dinosaurs, skulls, fucking buff monsters,
Oh,
Who's your-
I'm sorry
Really
that
good
asked you.
big
got
fat
that shit
titties,
down.
big
I
fat
love
asses,
Wait, Chris, I have a
mountains.
question.
What?
Who's your favorite artist? Like you showed me someone's work. It was like really dark.
Oh, the fucking Baskinsky, I think, or
Oh
something.
yeah.
Oh, I've
you
heard
showed me
of
him
him.
too.
I
I
got
hate that question because I don't like any fucking artist. I'm
Yeah,
a
I'm
total
kinda bad
idiot
at
when it
that
comes
too.
to that.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know one
I-
artist by name.
like that's a real typical fucking tryhard answer. I don't know. I like fucking any art. That looks
Yeah, it's
cool.
just situational. It's whatever you like.
In episode 22, I said that realistic art is hard to do, but a lot of people can do it. What's really hard to do, what's really, really challenging, is simplifying that into an appealing art style. And a lot of people ask me, like, for what cartoon styles I like, so I should post some. Maybe we can all do that too.
You like kind of basic, nice.
A lot of people think I like John Kay, but I John Kay's art is really good to me sometimes, or it's really unappealing.
Which one's John Kay again?
It's Ren and
Ren
Stimpy.
and Stimpy.
Oh, cool.
Like
Yeah.
the Ren and Stimpy TV show is really appealing to look at, but then
Yeah.
John Kay's actual like blog, it's not bad art, but it's not my kind of style.
Huh.
You know, I think
It's not
Billy
your
Mandy,
refined taste.
Maxwell Adams, Billy Mandy. I think that's a way better art style. I think that's Billy Mandy had one of the best art styles in like season 2.
Cute. I like Ben 10.
SpongeBob too was a great.
Mm-hmm.
But all those shows had like a weird artistic peak though. It was like a weird, like if you watch the beginning of those shows and the end of them, they're bad.
Way
But
stiffer.
there's a nice middle ground for both of those shows.
Yeah, isn't it usually like season 5 or 4 of season of like,
SpongeBob had a really good art style in season 2. Season 3 started to get a little bit stale.
Yeah.
A little bit, not stale, but like more like kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not computerized, but kind of,
stiff.
not even stiff, just kind of more.
Looks too clean now.
Yeah, it was too. Yeah,
It used to have this like undersea rusty grit to it.
Yeah, Billy and Mandy had that too. By the later seasons, it had like a kind of too clean. So there's the same thing with that. It's like season 2 or 3 of that show.
Yeah, it's because they use the same assets and stuff.
I'll post a lot of different artists.
I watched the new episode of Family Guy last night, and it was the premise of the show was the roast of Peter Griffin, and like it cut to like Meg laughing, and like her shoulders weren't even attached to her body when she was like they were going up and down. I swear to God, they just like came off her body when she was like laughing.
A lot of people think like it's a bandwagon. Oh, it's so easy to hate a Family Guy. But if you look at it from an animation perspective, it's seriously heartbreaking. If you go back and watch season 1, the comedy stuff I can forgive. It's gone after 13 seasons.
Yeah.
You're gonna run out of shit. I don't like that. I'll just not watch the show if I don't like it.
Yeah.
But from an animation perspective, it's objectively lazier. It has less frames. They reuse more. It's worse.
It is.
So
It's
coming
like
from
the-
an animation perspective, where you guys are working really hard to do like frame by frame.
I wouldn't even mind it, but
Yeah, me
well,
either.
the biggest thing was Chris and I used Toonbook, which is we finally got a tutorial for how to use that. Mm-hmm. And when I used that, I was like, holy fuck! And Family Guy uses that too. So when we learned how to use it, it became way more obvious how lazy they were. When I thought they just did it like however, I was like, that's lazy. But they use so many fucking, it's drag and drop literally.
The exact same assets. Like Peter
for
laughing would be
example,
the same Peter.
I didn't know they could do this. For example, if the show cuts to like nighttime and the color palette changes, you press a button, all the colors change.
Yeah.
You don't have to go frame by frame the color in.
yeah.
It's all done. It's super canned.
Yeah, all their arm movements are just like dragging and dropping frames, and then their arms will like fill in the in between.
Which wouldn't bother me if the show had lost a budget or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Like, but if you go back and watch season 1 or 2, it had like a whatever smaller budget. The budget's got bigger. It's doubled.
Yeah.
And the animation looks worse. That's why it's heartbreaking.
Well,
Yeah.
So
Because
I'm
you know how
I'm
much
not just fucking bandwagoning.
And he's
It's like,
making
fuck-
so much money, and this show is getting worse, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, it shouldn't look like Disney. I think comedic shows I think comedy shows would lose their comedic essence if they look too good.
Yeah.
I think if you animated South Park like Disney, it wouldn't look too funny.
Yeah, well,
but,
there was stuff like the Animaniacs that was really charming but amazingly animated.
yeah, but it wasn't. I think.
But for
I
the
think
type of humor it was, it
It
was
worked.
it was
Yeah, it
charming
worked.
you
humor.
could never animate like The Simpsons like Disney or South
Yeah.
Park like Disney. You have to have a specific style for
Yeah,
it.
yours is very like bouncy and like fast.
It has to be fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important when you're trying to convey a humorous
Yeah.
like show,
It can't be
animation,
too- it
whatever.
can't be too-
you have to
yeah.
match it with the right style.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's that question answered in the follow. Really.
Okay. Let's see.
Answer this one.
I'm going to. Don't sesame. Sesame. Give an answer.
Okay.
They're fucking retards over there, dude.
You guys are fucking retards.
Yeah, I'm Nicky Dad from Seattle. I got a stutter. Fuck you.
I'm sorry, this Chanel's retarded cousin.
Whatever, I'm gonna show up.
Look over there,
pussy up.
Sabrina. Look, they're touching wieners over there.
Oh, we're funny.
That's
We're girls.
gross,
We're funny
guys.
girls.
I'm Nicky. Whenever I got a shot, I trip over my titties. I always slip all over them.
I'm Zach. Nice. Boom.
Yo, shut up. Go.
Hey, I didn't even give a shit when she said that. I didn't hear what she said. I didn't hear it.
Because your ears are full of gross
Sorry,
wax.
Zach, you're better off not hearing that. That was
Clean your ears out.
Yeah, you
Gross.
The next question from Patreon. Thanks for wasting your money. Comes from Ben Van Camp. If you could bring back anyone from the dead to be on the podcast,